If you want a harmonious and luxurious home, I'll give you some easy and affordable advice, tips, and decorations you can create. The first of all would be decorating with dried flowers. This is an option that I use a lot. If you have plants or a little garden and your plants bloom, you can always take them out and put a little lacquer on them to keep them and then use them for decoration. The truth is that it's a simple, economical way and it really looks nice. If these flowers don't manage to stay in their original position, despite applying lacquer, what we can do is put them in a candle. We melt some candles that we have at home. We've already done this. We put it on the fire and melt it. Then we take our flower and put it inside. And once we've taken it out, it's completely covered with a layer of wax, so it doesn't stay wilted. The flower looks nice and can be perfectly used for decoration. We tried a small trick that worked quite well. It looks great and is an affordable way to decorate. We can use these same dried flowers to make another little thing, which is also a very good idea. And it would be a tree, but instead of buying it artificial, we create it ourselves. We take a branch, either in the garden, in your own, in your parents', in your uncle's, some friends, or even in the forest itself. We take a twig, remove all the flowers or leaves we have. In this case, I take an olive one, but any would serve us. And we have several options. With this trunk, first is to place the dried flowers, as I tell you, stick them with hot melt glue, and then create our customized little tree. We could also buy white flowers, for example, and take and stick them one by one to create something like a plum tree. I also think it's a very good and very economical option. If we replace the trunk with a bamboo cane, we can create the same thing, but with a bamboo imitation. And we could also put on it, well, some little flowers that we have bought or anything. As I say, we can put dried flowers or even the ones from the candles we have made. If we want something a little different and that doesn't look as real as a tree, let's say. Can we take this log and put lighting on it? In this case, I have here, these are some light curtains that we unroll and we can place them our way. This is placed on the walls, but we could also place it, as I tell you, anywhere, like on a log, and make it decorative. We could even paint the log white to draw a bit more attention. This type of light is plugged in a simple way. Here we have the USB, we can plug it directly, but there are also several that run on batteries. So there wouldn't even need to be near an area where there's a plug. Related to the flowers, let's talk about vertical gardens. We all know them, and there are artificial ones and also natural ones. I love the natural ones. But it is true that it is quite difficult to get a plant to fall vertically. All about mosquitoes here. What can we do then? It turns out that when I was recording for the Plantitis channel, my grandmother and I run a channel that is dedicated to plants. I found something on Amazon that I loved and wanted to share with you in this video. I haven't shown it before, but I find it very handy and practical. And it's to create your own vertical garden in an economical and simple way. If you have, for example, an ivy, a pothos, or a money plant, any climbing plant, we can raise it up the wall. With these little pieces, I'm going to explain this little piece better. We just have to open it. We would place our plant here, and on this side we would put double-sided tape, so we would stick it to the wall, and we would redirect our plant to our liking. And this way we could achieve a natural vertical garden, completely natural. If the problem is that we don't have any plants at home, can I recommend that you use ivy? Since I cut a piece here from my grandmother's house, but without any roots or anything, I simply snapped it off and took the whole thing. I planted it, and within 2 or 3 months a fairly generous branch had sprouted, with which I could start climbing it up the wall. With that we can combine several types, or even the same one that is redistributed all over the wall, and we can create something very beautiful. Now we move on to the topic of paintings, but also related to plants. And the fact is that I recently made a painting combining logs and a vertical garden, and it turned out super beautiful. Do you see it here? I could also have made it all at once, directly a vertical garden or all logs. The structure of a painting is very simple. It's about buying some slats, cutting them to size, putting a fuyola at the bottom, and sticking it with hot melt adhesive, a coat of paint. And there we can place whatever you want, whether it's gardens, whether it's logs, or even this idea that has been going around in my head for quite some time, because I love it, and it's the placement of moss. I had it in mind for quite some time, but the truth is that moss is quite expensive. I looked into buying it on Amazon, but the price increased significantly. In the end, I'm not sure if it's worth purchasing the moss or getting a new frame instead. But the other day I was at Teddy and I found this that you see here, moss for €1. For €1. I thought it was incredible and I think it looks pretty good. We can use it then to create little balls and stick it and create our own picture. We can place it on top of stones. We can give it weird shapes. We can combine it in different colors or even with logs. We have many options to create with this type of pictures. And the truth is that if the moss is very expensive, it may not be worth it, but costing us €1, I think it's a very good option and it looks very nice. And these pictures are quite expensive, so it's a very good alternative to give that touch of luxury to our living room or our main bedroom. How could we create an easy picture? Also, for example, by framing wallpaper, this option is also quite economical, as there are wallpapers that are of higher quality and lower quality. Those that are of low quality are very economical and we can find them anywhere practically. We can use the same system, stick it directly on a fuyola and make it, well, a little frame and put it on our wall, and it would look beautiful too and very, very economical. We can do the same thing by combining different frames, either personalized or in this way, creating them ourselves with paper, with moss, with whatever we want. We could also create a combination of several frames. It doesn't necessarily have to be just one, but we can take it to print or print at our home and put it up. As I have explained, in the frame that we have created, we make several combinations and we can decorate a large wall and leave it. Well, cutie, I'm a little sweaty. Let's go for the next one. What would it be to create your own cushions? We had already done this before. In fact, we had created some Christmas ones that were very beautiful. The charm of these cushions is that they are very easy to make. We only need the fabric we want and a textile glue to be able to stick it without the need for a single seam. We can make very beautiful cushion combinations for our home, and it's really very easy to get them. We simply cut to size, apply our fabric glue, turn it inside out, then fill it and finish gluing it. This can go directly in the washing machine since it's fabric glue, which is washable. We made the cushions for an outdoor setting, for an outdoor sofa that we had made. That is, we don't have to limit ourselves to simply creating a cushion for inside the house, but we can create a super beautiful outdoor area with some cushions personalized with this fabric glue. As for the lamps, what can we do to create lamps that look nice and are economical? Well, we have many options for lamps with recycled things, with bottles, with jars. We can even create it with a placemat. In fact, we covered one that was quite outdated with a placemat we bought for €1. You can also make vases using the same placemats. It's featured on the Decorate It Yourself channel. We can even create vases with mortar and create the shape we like the most, making abstract things that fit in our home. Decorating with mirrors. We already know that mirrors are perfect for illuminating rooms and doubling the amount of natural light that normally comes in. So we have several options for mirrors. If we have a regular mirror, we can add some strips and create a different and personalized shape. Here's a before and after of a mirror we made for my mother's entrance. I think it looks much better now. If we don't have the mirror, we can buy them individually at places like IKEA, which is economical. We can then stick them to the wall. We can paint it, and it's also an economical way to decorate one of the walls of our house. As for the furniture, if we want different beautiful furniture that attracts attention, we can give it personality. Not only with paint, which also looks very nice, but with slats, whether they are half moon or rectangular. The truth is that we have done it several times at home, and the change that the cabinets and furniture make with that little detail is incredible. We can create a much more luxurious, beautiful and striking house. We could also create our own coat racks for home. We don't have to buy them, as coat racks are something that can be made in a simple way with things we have at home. So just give it a thought to find the best solution for our stay. Another option that is used a lot is the fact of upholstering chairs. It seems unbelievable, but the change that the chairs give once they simply have a coat of paint or a different fabric than they had before is incredible. We can do the same with our headboard if we are tired of always having the same headboard or not. If it doesn't fit in our room, we can always cover it with a fabric we like, paint it, or give it a more original shape. And well guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you want a second part, similar to this video, share simple, practical, and easy decorating ideas in the comments. See you in upcoming videos. See you soon.